Do you know what? When I talk to other whiskey fans and other bartenders to a certain extent about Jack Daniel's Apple, it kind of, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say hate, hate's the wrong word, but there's a lot of kind of, about it, it's just a sweet apple whiskey liqueur and all that. So I constantly, you know me, I constantly try and kind of like, I'm going to show you. Now I have to say, having just tried that for the first time, just while I was kind of doing that bit, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. I should really try these before I actually do the video. Because I filmed these back to front. In case you haven't worked it out, I film them back to front. I make the cocktail and then I talk about it right at the start of the video. So this is kind of like an apple sour. For want of like to basically dumb it right down for you, it's kind of like an apple sour, like an apple whiskey sour. So there's no lemon juice in here. There's no lime juice. I've got a crazy product to kind of show you in a second. And I've also got kind of like tiki-ish, spicy. I tell you what, Beach Bum would be proud of this cocktail. He really would. This is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to show you how to make it. I genuinely love that. Oh my God. I'm going to show you how to make that in a second. But just before we get into it, as always, I put the recipes out there to my membership community, my legends, you legends, and they get to name the cocktails because my cocktail book will be published in August 2021. And I say that just because you're watching this, because I have a habit of being found like a year later in videos. So now, names. A lot of my legends don't get involved in this. I think they're shy. So legends, get involved. 1, 2, 3, 7 of you. Seven out of 34 got involved. Trevor V. I'm going to call you Trevor V. Trevor V came, I like the name, Bitter Newton's Law, Apples, Apple, there we go. No need to explain that. Ross came up with Maple Apple Flapjack. Maple, that's a hint to, a nod to one of the ingredients coming up there. Darren came up with Super S-U-P-A. That's another nod to a product that's coming up in a second. Carl went for Attack of the Jack. I kind of like that as well. Trevor Rose came up with El Nino. I like that. That was almost there. And Georgie came up with Bitter Truth. Well, that's a brand of one of Georgie. You let me down, girl. You let me down because that's a brand of one of the ingredients coming up. So Ash is a late entry to the whole membership community. But I tell you what, Ross, he's coming for your naming titles because Ash has come up with the apple. Well, he spelled it dose, D-O-S-E, but I'm assuming it was a typo or autocorrect or whatever. So I've gone with the apple does not far from. Cut and redo it. The apple does not fall far from the truth. And that's a nod to another ingredients coming up there. So well done, Ash. This is definitely your name going in there. The apple does not far fall. I can't even say it. Jesus. The apple does not fall far from the truth. Cheers. So let me run you through the ingredients quickly for this cocktail. Obviously, I'm going Jack Daniel's Apple because that's what the video is about. As I always say, if you haven't got Jack Daniel's Apple, if you haven't got an apple whiskey or whatever, it's fine. Normal Jack Daniel's. You could, if you wanted to, go down the apple juice route, add a bit of apple juice. I've also got product like that, Giffard's Apple Liqueur or Sour Apple Liqueur. So just have a little play, apple whiskey, apple whatever, just to add a little bit of apple sort of flavouring to that if you haven't got that, but it's pretty easy to get. I've gone for, now this is probably a new product to a lot of you there. I've gone for Bitter Truths. It's called what's it called? I'm forgetting, Golden Falernum, not Velvet Falernum. So I normally rock out Velvet Falernum. And this is just to highlight the differences between falernums. This is 11% ABV. This is 18% ABV. Barbados or Bajan, Germany. It's actually from Germany. Now, I can never remember. I need to do research on this, whether this is rum-based or vodka-based. I've got a feeling it's rum-based. But the one thing to add with this is just slightly more pronounced in the vibrancy of the ginger notes and the spice notes. Okay, it's a lot more spicier in that sort of setting, Caribbean spicier than what Velvet Falernum is. What I'd say about Velvet Falernum, it's more of an alcoholic orgeat syrup, orgeat. Whereas this is kind of like a luxurious kind of spice forward sort of falernum in that sense. I've gone maple spice, so I think maple syrup with a touch of spice to it. It's absolutely delicious. Come back to this in a second. We're going to do, obviously it's a sour cocktail, so no egg white. I don't use egg whites. So I've gone my Still a Bump Magic foamers for this. Now I did this as I'm shooting, I did this in my live stream yesterday, bearing in mind this video is going to come out in 2 weeks time, so it's a bit of a delay in here. And I've actually used it, and I think this will be out in my other channel, the Drink Stuff channel. Then now Drink Stuff don't sell this. It's a product I'm trialing because I kind of think that maybe Drink Stuff may be able to sell. I don't know, because it's technically a distilled product, but I'm not quite sure how the licensing law works around that, even though it's 0% ABV. So I've got to do my homework about that. But what this is essentially billed as from the producers, it's Belgium. It's essentially a distilled water. It sounds bizarre, I know, but it's citrus, lemon lime forward with a hint of saline, a hint of saltiness coming through. It's billed as a lemon lime replacement. Now, I love Difford's website. I'm a big fan of Difford's website. I go there, I do read the blogs. I don't get too many cocktail recipes from there, because they are the cocktail recipes that other channels would do. So I don't go there for cocktails. I go there for research more than anything. Mr. Difford himself, good lad, known him for years, does say that this is not a lemon lime replacement. Now, it won't be a lemon lime replacement to the mixologist crew. It definitely won't be 100%. Lemon juice, lime juice, fresh juice is going to impart a certain amount of flavour. However, for my mind, and I've done this on a live tasting, when you are kind of doing this with other flavours and you just want that hint of citrus, you ain't going to taste the difference. You really aren't going to taste the difference. In fact, because of that little hint of sort of saline that's coming through there, you are going to probably end up with a kind of like a more balanced cocktail. In the fact that this is long life, very shelf stable. You know, it's even with this stuff that I have for the Drink Stuff channel, you know, even that's open 30 days, it's absolutely fine. This you can have around for a long, long time. So I'm doing a lot of playing about with this at the moment. I do firmly believe there's a lot of value in this. It's quite cheap as well in the UK. My price would be just over £6, and that's trade and discounts and God knows what else. So I don't know what your price is, but I'm just having a little play. So let's crack on. Sorry about the waffle, but I had to explain that. First ingredient, I'm obviously going for Jack Daniel's Apple, and I'm going for 60ml double bubble. 2 shots there. If you want to go UK 50ml, that's absolutely fine, but 60ml is better, isn't it? Right, next ingredient I'm going for is this Bitter Truth Golden Falernum. Oh, it's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. I do love it. Completely different from Velvet Falernum, but I absolutely love it. And I'm just going for 15ml, half an ounce of this. Next up, I'm just going 10ml of Monin's Maple Spice. You could do just maple syrup and a little bit of spice, you know, a little bit of other spices, that's fine. But this is really, really good. I love this. I'm just going for 10ml. 10ml, third of an ounce. Now here's where we come to the Super Sour, because I've been doing a little bit of playing around with this so far. And I've done 10ml and 5ml in certain things. And bearing in mind that this cocktail would initially call for 30ml of lemon juice, 30ml. Just to kind of balance it out. To give you some idea, for this cocktail, bearing in mind I've not made it, I'm going for 7.5ml. So I'm splitting the difference between what I've practiced on a few other cocktails so far. I'm going for 7.5ml. So that bottle will kind of do you a lot of cocktails. For £6, for £7, for however much you pay, you are gonna have at least 60 cocktails in there, but if not 70, if this works. And then as always, because I don't use egg whites on this channel, I do firmly believe in products like this. I've done this on a live stream now, and we've confirmed that this is, sorry John, but the better, is that the right word? The more foam, the product that holds the foam, the froth for longer, with the less kind of, more value for money. There we go. So all we need for this is 8 drops of Still a Bunch Magic Foamers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did we do 9? Did we do 1 for luck? Did we do 1 for luck? Yeah. Now, just to show you what those foamers do, dry shake. I don't think you have to do this, but I'm going to do it. Dry shake, 5-6 seconds. Even literally, look, there we go. See that? Job's a good one. That's what it does in 2 shakes. But 5 seconds. And you'll get a nice proper foam with a bit of spillage coming out the side. Now I'm just going to ice this up and just shake it down proper, just to get it nice and cold. So completely full of ice. Put it on there. We shouldn't have any spillage this time. We've got a little bit. Faulty shakers, isn't we? Hard and fast shake for 10 to 12 seconds. Right, glass. I'm going to double strain this into like a Mai Tai coupe for this one. And I've got this there. I've washed them, so they're already there. Look, wrong way around. I'm just going to double strain. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Right, so that's properly, look at that, that's perfect. That's why I love those foamers. Look at them. Look, it's settling like a pint of Guinness. By the time I do the photo for that, it'll be all properly settled. And then just for garnish, I've gone old school. I've got a little dehydrated lemon because I haven't got any apples. I'm really sorry, but you could do an apple fan, but I'm just going to dehydrated lemon on top. Now, if you want even more Jack Daniel's Apple videos, click that button right there. There's more there for you to dive into. As always, big old thumbs up if you like the video. And if you don't want to miss any of my future content, subscribe.